What's up, guys? We're taking a look at some more NBA player props today over on prizepicks. This applies to prizepicks, but also sports books and other player prop sites out there. Currently on a 10-5 run, so not too bad, about 67%, but I'm trying to shoot for that 70% range. If you want to join prizepicks, the link is down in my description below. Use my code DOMG because that gets you a 100% deposit match up to $100. It's available in most states and most of Canada. You have to be 18 years and older, but this is definitely the best player prop site out there. There's plenty of deals all the time. If a player goes down in the first half and does not come back in the second half for the NBA, that player actually gets rule of push or do not play. So prizepicks is definitely one of the best apps out there. If you want to check them out, link is down in my description below. We have a short 4-game slate today, so I have one official play for you on top of a bunch of leans that I'm be covering in today's video. But if I do have a second additional official play that I feel great enough to post, that will be over on my Twitter. I finally got my Twitter back. I got suspended for like 2 or 3 days for whatever reason. DOMG props on Twitter. Just look up DOMG props on Twitter, or the link is down in my description below, and I will post my second official play there, assuming that I do have one. I also do giveaways all the time over on my Twitter, but I'm be covering these in today's video. Let's hop in and try to make this a 16-5 run. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so and have those post notifications turned on so you do not miss future uploads. And let's just hop straight in. But before we do so, if you want to join my Patreon, the link is down in my description below. There's over 500 members in my Patreon with access to my Patreon. You get everything that I'm playing tonight. So you get every single one of my plays. You also get write-ups to go with every single one of my plays that I post, and all my plays are also ranked by confidence level. So you get everything that I'm playing tonight with write-ups and ranked by confidence level. There's a bunch of different options too if you like the NHL, if you like NBA and college basketball, or those two combined, or there's even a fourth tier if you guys want to join that. It's the most popular one. If you guys want to join that one, there's 4 different options depending on what you're interested in. I actually post plays for 4 different apps as well, mainly focused on prizepicks, but the plays that I post are really available like literally everywhere, but I do focus on 4 main apps. And also MLB is coming. MLB is one of, if not my best sport, right up there with the NBA, of course. So really excited for MLB to come back. That's March 30th, so about a month away. Really excited for that. But let's hop into today's video. Make sure you subscribe, all that different stuff. Make sure you tail turn risk and always looking at these props a little bit more on our own. Let's dive in to today's slate. Here we go. Start with my official play, of course. Let's go over to the points plus rebounds tab here. So on prizepicks, going to the NBA, and the points plus the rebounds tab. And I'm going with the first game on the list here, and that is Mark Williams over 21.5 points plus rebounds. There's a couple different reasons why I like Mark Williams today, but I'm really loving this prop. This is going to be my main official play for today. First off, let's take a look at the DGF Fantasy Optimizer. The link is down in my description below. If you want to check out this tool, you get $5 off with the link down below. But this is definitely the best tool that I use to research player props, by the way, even before I was affiliated with them. But let's go ahead and type in Mark Williams. This really just shows you how the odds compare to like prizepicks lines. They have this for also sports books and things like that. But you can see that he is a 21.5 on the prizepicks board. He is a minus 135 on DraftKings to go over. DGF likes him at a 52.11% odds to hit. So I like the spot here for Mark Williams to go over his 21.5 points plus rebound. But taking a look at the Detroit side, you have Isaiah Stewart questionable in this game and Jalen Duren is out. That's very huge. But on the Charlotte Hornets side, you have PJ Washington, who is doubtful to play, and Cody Martin, of course, ruled out. But mainly PJ Washington being ruled out is really huge. He hasn't been ruled out yet, but he's doubtful. I'm assuming that he's not going to play. This game has a 6.5 point spread. Hopefully this game does not blow out, but it is a 235 over on it. So there should be some points scored and some rebound opportunities for Mark Williams to get a hold of here. So like I said, though, you're going against James Wiseman here, and potentially no Isaiah Stewart as well. And this should be a really good matchup for him. By the way, if you take a look at how he's been with 20 plus minutes this season, which he should see, he just literally saw, he's seen 20 plus minutes in 5 games in February this year already. And without PJ Williams, which is last game. By the way, I meant PJ Washington, not PJ Williams. PJ Washington, he did not play last game, and his only game this season without him. He had 29 minutes against Miami. Miami is a very tough team going against Bam Adebayo. He had 38 PR against him, 18 points and 20 rebounds against Miami. That is absolutely absurd. He's over this in 4 out of 7 with 20 plus minutes this season. He is actually over in 3 out of 4 with 29 plus minutes this season. His only game he went under was against Clint Capella. He had 20 PR against Clint Capella, which he fell just short, 1 basket short. He also didn't really grab too many rebounds, but again, that's in a tough matchup against Clint Capella and the Atlanta Hawks. So I just really love the spot here for Mark Williams. If you take a look at how the Pistons match up against the center this season, you can see how Detroit ranks. They're allowing quite a lot of points per game to the center. If you take a look at the rebounds that they're allowing per game, they're actually allowing the 3rd most rebounds per game to the center this season. Take a look at the last 7 games and where Detroit ranks. They are a little bit better when it comes to the rebounds, but they're actually allowing a lot more points per game in the last 7. You can see where they rank right here, allowing 26.37 points per game. And on top of it, you have no Jalen Duren in this game. You also have potentially no Isaiah Stewart. So a lot of things are looking pretty good for Mark Williams today, with PJ Washington ruled out, Jalen Duren ruled out, and potentially no Isaiah Stewart. On top of him just coming off a game where he dominated Miami, and hopefully should be seeing about 29-30 minutes in this game. So that's my main official play right there that I'm really liking for today's slate. I really do love that play. That'll be one of my main plays. It's actually not my top play. The top play is over on my Patreon. It actually ended up getting bumped, unfortunately, but Mark Williams, he's my second play for today, my second favorite because the first one got bumped, but I really do love this play a lot in Mark Williams over 21.5 PR. Let's dive in though to player prop number 2. These are just going to be leans, by the way. They're not official plays or anything, not necessarily anything I've locked in yet. Like I said, if I do have an official play that I'll be adding later, that will be over on my Twitter. I'll post that for you guys, and of course everything is over my Patreon. But let's dive in though, take a look at these leans here. So let's go ahead and go with let's start with Brandon Ingram. I like Brandon Ingram to go over 4.5 assists a little bit, just because it's like a nod discrepancy here. If you take a look at the DGF Optimizer, like I was showing you guys before with Brandon Ingram, he is at 4.5 on Prize Picks. It is at 5.5 on Sportsbooks. He's a plus 124 and a plus 110 at 5.5 on those sports books, but still he's at 4.5 on Prize Picks, yet 5.5 on Sportsbooks. A little bit weird there. 56.75% odds to hit per the DGF Optimizer right here, as you can see right there. Brandon Ingram has not been too great as of late though when it comes to his assists. He's under this in 4 straight games. You can see 3, 3, 1, and 1. So I will say though, like I said though, it's an odd discrepancy. It's just a lean for me. Orlando should not be too tough of a matchup either. If you take a look at how they rank against the assists right here, Orlando isn't anything too crazy. Doesn't seem like right in the middle of the pack, it seems. If you take a look at where's Orlando at, actually they're right towards the top. They're actually allowing the 4th most assists per game to the small forward in the last 7 games. Take a look at season long and how Orlando ranks. They still rank 4th when it comes to assists right there. So it's going to be a really good matchup for Brandon Ingram. It is a 1 assist discrepancy. Like I said, he's at 5.5 on Sportsbooks, yet 4.5 on Prize Picks. Would not be surprised if Brandon Ingram moved to 5 assists, but it's a small little discrepancy right there that I figured I would point out in today's video. But I have like 3 more leans I want to show you guys that we're going to take a look at here. Something that's I'm sure is going to be pretty controversial here, and not anything I'm necessarily playing quite yet. This actually got bumped down already, but Joel Embiid here at 54.5 fantasy score under. So hear me out here. It's against Miami. It's a really, really tough matchup. You take a look at the DGF Optimizer here and their brand new Prize Picks fantasy scores here. We'll go over to this tab. You can see that it's actually kind of a discrepancy compared to Sportsbooks. So Sportsbooks, really this is what they think that this line should be at. So DraftKings thinks it should be at like 53.7, 53.5, 52.5 on like Caesars. He is at 54.5 on Prize Picks. He was at 55.5. He has been over this in 5 of his last 10, but has been pretty dominant. He's gone over like against teams like Boston and Memphis and Cleveland too. He's been able to get away with those tough matchups. However, if you take a look at how he's been against Miami, he hasn't been too great lately. He did actually go over on January 15th of last year, I believe that was, with 54.9, went under at 55.5, but otherwise he really has not been too dominant against Miami, man. He has not been too hot. Only 11.9 fantasy score back quite a while ago, although it was only in 25 minutes, but he really has not been too dominant against Miami. Miami is a really, really tough matchup as well, so I am kind of leaning this one. Right there, you can see Miami is allowing the least fantasy score per game to the center, and the 3rd least in the last 7 games. Miami's in Bam Adebayo just been really, really good against the center lately, man. So Embiid, I'm not doubting this man, of course. It's really tough taking superstar unders, which is why it's in the lean category for me and not an official play. But I do think I would point this one out because it's also a discrepancy compared to sportsbooks and what they think Embiid should be at. Also, not the best history against Miami. But let's dive into another lean here, and this one was my lean that I posted over my Patreon. But NBA first half here, points. This was my train last year for the longest time. I loved this prop, and it was Mitchell Robinson over 3.5 first half points. So he's over this in 4 of his last 5 games. We'll have a really, really tough matchup against Boston, which is why this is as low as it is. Mitchell Robinson has been really, really dominant with his, when he actually sees his minutes, by the way. If he stays out of like foul trouble, which hopefully he would be able to do, he's been consistently seeing like 14 plus minutes in this game. If you type in and see where he's we'll go 13 plus minutes here. You can see how many times he's been over this 3.5 points, and he's just been really, really dominant. 9, 6, 8, 4. He went under against Washington that time, Milwaukee, super tough matchups. the Spurs he went under. But otherwise, he's been going over this pretty consistently and scoring 4+ in the first half. This is probably my favorite of the leans, I will say. However, it's Boston. It's a really, really tough matchup going against Al Horford and Robert Williams. But Boston's allowing the 4th least points per game to the center also this season, and the 4th least in the last 7 games. So it will be a really, really tough matchup. However, potentially like a buy low opportunity maybe for him with a really, really tough matchup. But he's over this in I think like 75-76% of games with 13+ minutes in the first half of the season. So it's pretty damn good to me. I like this one a lot, but again, it's a really, really tough matchup against Boston. And the final lean I want to take a look at, I don't even think is on the PrizePicks board if I'm not wrong. Actually, he just got added. Marcus Smart, over 5.5 assists here. Hasn't been too great lately, but however, the Boston Celtics are without Jaylen Brown in this game. No Jaylen Brown in this game. Without Jaylen Brown this season, he is actually over this in 6 straight games. He's over this in all 6 games this season without Jaylen Brown. He has actually been over this one, so should not be a super tough matchup either. If you take a look at this against the Knicks, we can take a look at it. But on the PrizePicks, I don't like this necessarily. On sportsbooks, though, it's like pretty damn decent. I think it's close to plus odds. Probably like a -105, maybe it is plus odds on sportsbooks to go over 5.5. I was hoping he'd be at like 5, but New York is like right in the middle of the pack when it comes to assists per game against the point guard. Take a look at the last 7 games. Knicks are actually right up there, allowing the 6th most assists per game to the point guard. So nice looking lean right there for me. I like it on like sportsbooks, like I said. PrizePicks, though, you're not really getting that odds value because he's like a -135 to go under 5.5. So he is pretty heavily favored under of the 5.5 assists, I will say. But it does look pretty good to me if you look at his track record and how it's been against teams when they are without Jaylen Brown, and also how the New York Knicks are on paper against assists from the point guard. But that's really everything in today's video. Probably a little bit of a longer video, a lot of leans right there, but my main play is just going to be Mark Williams over 21.5 PR. All the plays are available over on Patreon, everything that I played tonight. I add more and more throughout the day, ranked my confidence level along to go with write-ups, so you know what I like with each prop. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't, all that different stuff, man. So again, there's over 500 members in my Patreon, so if you want to join, the link is down in my description below. And that is pretty much going to do it. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Go give me a follow over on Twitter because I potentially might have an added play. We'll see about that. That'll be over my Twitter, like I said. DOMG props. Just type that in over on Twitter, or you can use the link down in my description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the very next video. Tail and risk, and best of luck tonight, everybody. Peace out, boys.